Hi, it's Michael again. I am updating my status, letting everybody know how I'm doing. So, I went in for my first medical appointment in regards to transitioning. Um, we talked about testosterone and we talked about the possibility that I will probably wind up using gel. For those of you who don't know, you can get testosterone in two forms, at least that I know of. One of them is through injection, and the other is a gel that you actually apply topically. And so that seems like it would be a better choice for me for a number of reasons. First off, I'm 40 years old, and so that means that I fall into this older guy category, um, which means that I'm at increased risk of um, stroke, high cholesterol, all of this, which can increase with testosterone, because if you think about it, men in general are at an increased risk of things like that anyways. So adding testosterone does increase the risk. And additionally, I do have type 2 diabetes. I was diagnosed like 3.5 years ago. I'm overweight, my cholesterol's high. So yeah, we're looking at the gel testosterone, and we're also looking at trying to lose weight again. Not that I haven't struggled with this before, but it just seems like it would kind of positively impact self-esteem, health, the whole transition thing. I feel like part of the reason I don't pass, and I know that I don't pass in public right now, and part of the reason of that is just the fact that I'm carrying extra weight, and the way that I carry extra weight is, proportionate to a woman's body, basically. So losing weight would help quite a bit. And I'm on this juice fast that I've put myself on, and that is actually working. I've had some technical difficulties. I've cheated on the diet a few times. Diets are hard for me. But I also broke my juicer, and then I was trying to just blend all of the fruits and vegetables required anyways, which is tedious and a lot of work. But then this morning I had an incident with some beet juice, and then the bottom of the blender was not fully closed, and wow, what a mess. Anyways, yeah, struggling with that. And also I found a top surgeon. There is only one person that I have found in the state of Massachusetts that accepts MassHealth that does the top surgery. I will, when the time comes closer, have to find a ride or something, because I do not currently own a car. But I have an initial consultation set up with a top surgeon in August, which is 2 months out. Happening awful fast. I also need to see a gender therapist. I am waiting to hear back from them on that. And what else was there? Oh, they said for bottom surgery, because I had asked, and I do intend to do that at some point. But they said that they want you to be on testosterone and living as a man for at least a year, and you have to have a couple of letters from the therapist. So that looks like that's not going to happen for about a year. What else? Oh, my binder finally came in the mail. Yay, I feel so flat. Very thrilling for me. It's not too easy to get on or get off. I can get it off by myself now, but currently having my 12-year-old daughter help me to put it on, because as I get it over my head, it gets like kind of bunched up at the bottom and rolled up, and I got to get her to come and put her little fingers in and pull it down for me, and then I can get it on. So it's a very tight garment. If you're not familiar, it's like just kind of compresses, squishes the breasts in and makes them not so visible, so that I feel a little better about trying to present as a man, even though I know I don't actually pass. That will come with time, hopefully. The fiance is packed up and moved out. She came for a few of her things just a few moments ago. I'm gonna miss her bike. I've been borrowing that. But yeah, it's a little weird. It's an adjustment. the kids are adjusting. It is what it is. My son, I've come out to both of the kids. The younger two, at least. The oldest, we haven't actually talked about it. I posted on Facebook and he never responded. I'm not sure if he saw it. He and I need to talk, but he's been kind of not around and having some like internet things going on. But so my daughter is kind of vacillating between calling me mommy and daddy. Occasionally when she's more conscious of it and thinking about it, she'll call me daddy on occasion, which is, she doesn't know her biological father at all. He's actually a drug addict and he spent time in jail, and he's never tried to meet her, and it's just as well, in my opinion. So she's always kind of missed having a father figure around, so my transitioning is sort of interesting for her, that maybe her thought process seemed to be that maybe now she could have a dad. My son, however, my younger son, has a father in Vermont who he speaks to and goes to see a couple of times a year at least. And so he's not willing to call me daddy, and I'm not about to try to make him. That doesn't feel right at all. But he, the very creative, very intelligent kid, has decided to call me sir. I like it, it's cute, I'll take it. I call him dude, he calls me sir. So, what else can we talk about? Oh, I was looking at facial hair today and considering that. I can't yet, but at some point maybe I'll grow out some facial hair. And if so, maybe I can kind of cover up a few of these scars I have from when I fell out of a tree when I was 9. That might be cool. I don't know. What else can I talk about? Yeah, just the big thing is like, getting used to introducing myself as Michael. My church has been very supportive. I'm very lucky to be part of the Unitarian congregation here in Dorchester, and they've been really supportive. But even with this crowd that I know supports me, I meet somebody new that doesn't know my name, and I automatically want to say Michelle. And I caught myself today and for the first time told somebody, hi, I'm Michael. And I almost slipped up, but then I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get used to doing this. Because later on, when I do pass as a man, I'm gonna have to be known by that name. So that's been the thing. The other big thing that I've been noticing that I wanted to bring up is that since I was like an adolescent, since I was like 13, actually before that, when I was a kid, I had a lot of symptoms, things that weren't quite right with me emotionally, and later on, after seeing I don't know how many therapists, I was diagnosed with a major depressive disorder. I've had that since, being a kid and just being too sad to play. And I've been reading up, on the internet, reading all kinds of things, and apparently, there are some transgender people who, before they come out of the closet, have various mental health issues, emotional disorders, substance abuse issues, etc., etc. And I also recently, I've had some issues where, I'm feeling like I might have been over-medicated. My own personal decision, after being on meds for almost 10 years, I decided to take myself off. And that was just prior to coming out. And what's funny is that, everybody's, hears that and they're going, oh, we're so concerned. But I've been doing really well lately. I have been a little more emotional. I feel like when I was on the antidepressants, I didn't really, cry or stand up for myself is another big thing. That's been, a challenge for me. Off and on. Other times, I've been really good at standing up for myself, but sometimes I go overboard and my mouth gets me in trouble. And I kind of vacillate between the two extremes. Either I let people walk all over me, or I fly off the handle and really tell you what I think of you, and neither one of of those are actually where I want to be. I'm shooting for the middle here. I want to be able to work on my skills and just stand up for myself, but it was like when I was on the antidepressants, not only was I not getting incredibly emotional about things, but like I also didn't like, it didn't even occur to me to stand up for myself. It was just like, it's a lot of work to fight, so I just won't say anything. A lot of times, not always. So, went off the antidepressants, have been a little more emotional, not depressed, but just, more in touch with what I'm feeling, and maybe it kind of hits me from time to time. But in fairness, there's a lot going on. But at the same time, I've also been able to tell people what I think, how I feel. So I'm working on that too, though. I mean, I'm not exactly where I want to be. I don't want to be one extreme or the other. As I said, I want to be able to just, I don't know, maybe I'll work on that with whoever I get for a therapist. It seems like a good thing to bring into that. But I do not feel depressed. Those of you who may be worrying about me, not any of the crazy depressed things that I have in the past. I feel like I'm kind of finding my balance right now in a lot of ways. There are changes, there are adjustments, and I just got to figure out where the balance is. But I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. I'm getting there. It's going to be okay. So, the kids are okay, I'm okay. The ex is okay. I saw her briefly tonight. She seems like she's doing well. And, yeah. Also, I need to find a job. Been working on it. My daughter has an emotional disability. She has the same depression that I have that runs in my family, and can't really be home alone, so that complicates things as far as finding a job. I'm applying for Social Security. Things are a little bit, that's part of it too, is like financially things are a little out of kilter right now. But again, it's a process. The ball is already rolling, and applying for disability, but I know for my own mental health, like I need to get out of the house and do something every day, even if it's volunteering or whatever. I'd rather be working, honestly. Money's better, but whatever. But then applying for jobs as a transgender person, how is that going to look? I don't know yet. I haven't been doing a lot of looking. I've been going to all kinds of appointments between what I'm going through, my daughter, and then like the kids both have their braces, and like I go to a chiropractor, I have back problems, so like a million appointments. So I haven't been looking a lot. Been just trying to find my center. But as I find my center, then it's also time to move on and start looking and start seeing what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Ideally, I would like to get back into school. I had started a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. I dropped out quite some time ago and got myself into default. So there doesn't seem to be any way to get myself out of that without paying, and I'm not working, so it's kind of a catch-22. So I gotta figure out what I'm doing until I get back into school, and there's a lot of things to figure out. So I've got plenty to do. That's the good news. I don't have to sit and wonder what to do with myself. Oh, and also Orange is the New Black just came out, and yeah, binging on that. So yeah, I guess I'm going to sign off. Not a lot else to say. I will keep you updated as to what is going on with me and my little family, and stay tuned. Thank you.